everybody, it is Tam telling tales, and I am back with another amazing interview for you guys. Are you ready to talk to Mr. Joe Smith? We'll be right back. Okay, everybody, so it is Tam telling tales. Before we get started, why don't you go ahead and hit the subscribe button and that notification bell so that you know every time that I drop a video. Now, we have a very, very special guest here in the building with me today. This gentleman that you see sitting with me, this here is Joe Smith. Okay, Joe Smith is a writer. He's a director. He is a producer. And you guys, I promise you, you have seen his work. And so we are here and we are welcoming you to the Tam Telling Tales show. Hey.
Hey.
How are you?
Amazing. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
That's good.
Doing pretty good. On a scale of 1 to 10, what would you say you are right now?
About an 8.5.
About an 8.5. Okay. And then at the end of this interview, we are aiming for you to be a 10.
I'm with it.
Okay.
I'm here for it.
Sounds good. Now, we always open up the show with a game called Preferences. Okay. And all we do is ask you what you prefer. Okay. One or the other. That's it. It's a real fun game.
Let's go.
Okay, now everybody, I done got y'all some new questions. I trickled in a few little new questions because some of y'all were asking for new questions. So, y'all listen up. All right? West side or east side?
West side.
L. George's or Nikki D's Coney Island?
L. George's.
Shane Park or the Aretha Franklin Amphitheater?
Shane Park.
An iPhone or Android?
What's an Android?
Call or text?
Text.
Driver or passenger?
Driver.
Laptop or desktop computer?
Depends on what I'm doing, but laptop.
Okay. Bernie Mac or Steve Harvey? I know.
Okay, Bernie Mac.
Bernie Mac. Okay. All right. Mexico or Jamaica?
Jamaica.
Yeah, me too. Sunrise or sunset?
Sunrise.
Stephanie Mills or Shaka Khan?
Shaka Khan.
SWV or Escape?
SWV.
Jodeci or Boyz II Men?
Boyz II Men.
Tank or Tyrese?
Tyrese.
LeBron James or Kobe Bryant?
Kobe Bryant.
Oh, a button-down shirt or a polo?
Button down.
Martin or Fresh Prince? I know, it's a hard one. Okay. Baptist or Kojic? You gotta pick one.
Have to?
You gotta pick one.
Baptist.
Okay. A praise team or a choir?
Praise team.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. Sweet tea or lemonade?
Sweet tea.
Regular Law and Order or Law and Order SVU?
I never watched either, but I'll just pick SVU because it's special.
Okay.
For special victims.
Okay, so working behind the camera or no? Let's ask that different. Directing a play or directing a film?
Why would you do that?
I know. I had to switch that one up right fast. We're almost at the end.
Directing film.
Okay. And then the last question for you. Tam Telling Tales or any other platform? Tam
Telling Tales.
Hey,
TTT.
Yes, TTT. You better know it, y'all. Well, see, that was fun.
It was. It was a couple. I was like,
You didn't want to answer, did you?
Or I wanted to explain my answer.
Which one you want to explain?
I don't know. Like,
let me see.
No, because I don't want to start no stuff.
Okay. All right. I had a few on here I didn't ask you because I already knew the answers to them. So I was like, it's okay. It said beard or no beard.
Oh, yeah.
So clearly, beard. So, okay. So now we have gotten a chance to get to know you from our preference game, but we definitely want the viewers to get to know you and your history in the entertainment world.
Okay.
And because you are not a face that people typically see in front of the camera, I think it's really important that they know why you're here and why you are so very important. Right? So, why don't we start by you telling us a little bit about when you first started in the entertainment world?
Well, I started making pornos.
Wait a minute.
Hold on. No, too much. Sorry. So I started in the entertainment world in music, right? So when I was a teenager, I started doing studio work as a keyboard player. Started taking piano lessons when I was 10, playing for different churches, playing for different groups, stuff like that. And then, so from producing music and being music director for different artists and different stage plays, I got into then producing my own stage plays.
Okay.
And then did some film scoring, did some production on some film motion picture soundtracks. And then, so from there, I got interested in doing film, but it was still kind of, at that time, it was still kind of unattainable. Like, to produce a film was just super expensive. But then I got into producing stage plays. Then from there, I got into producing documentaries. And then pandemic happened. And so then after that, everybody kind of started migrating heavily to the independent film world. So I was like, well, let me go ahead and get on that. So that's what I've been doing.
There it is.
Yeah, that's the short version.
So that's the short version, but I kind of want to go back to that music history that you talked about.
Okay.
Right? Because you said you was playing for the stage plays and everything. So, like, were you down in the pit? That's who you was. You was the person that was making sure that as the scenes was transitioning and all the music sounded good and right, and something scary was happening, and you had to hit. Okay.
Because at that time, you know, producing and all that, producing theater or producing movies and all that kind of stuff at that time was just, I wasn't interested in. I was only interested in music, the music side of it. So I loved, you know, performance in terms of playing. I loved, you know, doing studio production. And that was as far as my mindset at that time went.
Can you sing, Joe?
No.
You can't sing?
I cannot sing.
People who are that musically inclined usually can sing.
Yep.
You just don't want, you just saying no because you don't want me to have you hit a
No,
little tone.
it's not. Like, I can sing enough to teach parts if I have to teach background parts or choir parts or something like that. I can sing enough to give you your note, but I need you to get it and run with it so I don't have to sing it.
Got you.
Because no.
That ain't what you want to do.
That ain't it.
Fair enough. So with the music production, I know you mentioned that you work with some artists. Who have you worked with?
So on the gospel side, the Clark sisters, Dorinda Clark Cole, Kierra Sheard, Clark Sheard. So that's separate from the Clark sisters itself. I work with them individually as well. Fred Hammond. Who else? Kim Burrell. Vicky Winans. So yeah. It was, you know, good, clean fun.
You gotta love how humbly you say all of these things because everybody that you named is a big deal. And you just, you know, said it so nonchalantly, like, oh, yeah, the Clark sisters. Joe, you a big deal, huh?
No.
Yes, you are.
No, I've worked with big deals.
Well,
does that then by default make
I think by the time we continue to talk about all of the other things that you have continued to do, everyone will be convinced that I am right, which I usually am. You're a big deal.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, all right. So we're going to keep on going. We've talked about this music. We've talked about stage plays a little bit, but let's talk about that a little bit more because right there with your question about directing the stage plays or directing the movies, you was like, I don't know. So I know there is a deep love there for stage plays. Tell us about
Absolutely.
it.
I love it. I love theater because number one, it's where I got my start. And then number two, I love the immediacy of theater. So the immediacy of the response. You know, with a movie, you crack a joke, you just hope that people are laughing at home as they're watching it. On a stage, you're gonna know right then and there if it's funny or if it's not. You're gonna know immediately if the people are um, into the play or not, into the story or not. Like, and then I love the pressure of that it puts on actors, right? Because there is no cut, there is no let's try that one more time. It's get out on the stage and swim or die.
Yep.
And so that breeds a certain amount of um, it sharpens your tools for sure. You know, so I love that. And I just love, because I come from the music background, I just love live events. I love the lights, I love the sound, I love the stage, I love the production part of it. Last year, no, that was this year. Earlier this year, I co-produced Perilous Times at the Fisher Theater.
Okay.
And so it's just like, just load in, just watching them load in the gear and all that. Because I hadn't done theater in a few years. So it was like, I love it here. But movies are paying me more right now. So
well, there it is.
That's why I chose movies.
Yeah, there it is. That make a difference. Money matters.
It does matter.
It does matter.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So now that we have talked a little bit about the stage, so let's talk about the films, and in particular, a couple of them that are currently now on Tubi. And the first one is Diamond Girls. That one was a stage play first, right?
It was. Okay. That was my first stage play that I produced and wrote.
And then it got made into a film, a very good one, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Like everybody in that just did they thing.
Yeah.
From the directing to the acting, everything was top notch in that film.
Absolutely.
So when did the stage play come out, and then when did the movie come out?
So the first time I did the stage play was 2012.
Oh, okay.
And then I did it again in 2013. And then I did it again in 2017. And I just kept doing it because people loved it. Every time people saw it, they just, went crazy over it. And there's a lot of things about the stage play version of it that's different from the film version of it. I had to, switch some things up to make it fit more in a film format. But yeah, that was like my first baby, and it was kind of, close to my heart because, it came from my backstory, right? So my mother used to date guys in the street life, and she got murdered when I was 6 years old because of, dealing in the streets. So that kind of gave me that passion, I guess you could say, for telling those stories. And so what hasn't come out is I have a docuseries called Diamond Girls Confessions, where I actually interview women who have either dated guys in the street. Some of the women I interviewed were themselves drug dealers. Some of them have done a lot of prison time. And so I interviewed them telling their stories and stuff like that. So that'll be coming out soon. But yeah, so to turn that stage play into a film was exciting. It was exciting for me.
And it was very good. Did you have some of the people that were in your play in the movie as well?
Yeah, a lot of them. So Nunu Thurman was in the play. Kiana Evans was in the play. A-Red was in the play before. Rick was in the play. Maserati Rick Jr.
Okay.
He was in the play. And who else? That was it. I think everybody else was new.
Everybody else was new.
Yeah. Oh, Dewan Ford. Dewan was in the play before.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was good to to do that, and really, it's funny because Kamal Smith directed the movie, but he actually, the last time I did the play in 2017, he had a small role in the play.
Okay.
And so it was good to bring people. It was my first time, so I wanted to be surrounded by people I was used to working with.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it was great. Great
And
time.
now it is one of the most popular, I would say, movies out now streaming. And of course, it's on Tubi right now. Is it on other platforms too?
No, just Tubi
Okay.
right now.
All right. Now, the next movie I want to talk about
Mm-hmm.
that is yours as well, and it actually came up in another interview that I did recently,
Mm-hmm.
and quite polarizing. Like it got real heated in here.
Really?
It did.
What had happened?
Because see, we started talking about your other movie called A Good Man.
Mm-hmm.
You guys, that is a Tubi original that is currently out as well.
Mm-hmm.
I personally thought that from the beginning he wasn't a good man. Everybody else disagreed with me. It was an interesting movie. And I feel like it's been out for a while. So all of you who are watching, if you haven't seen the movie, why? Why?
Right.
I don't know why.
But the problem is,
Why? So you need to watch it, okay? And don't be mad if this conversation ends up with a couple little pieces of spoiler because it's your fault. Because why you ain't watch? Okay? So A Good Man, in my opinion, that good man wasn't that good of a man.
Why would you think he wasn't a good man?
Because he signed up for heartbreak.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and part of me feels like his character needed to feel like he was saving this damsel in distress.
Mm-hmm.
So all of the red flags about who she was and what she was capable of doing was right there in front of his face from day one. And he thought to himself, I'm so big and bad, and I have so much money and prestige that I can change this woman.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was more about his ego and being able to say that he did that for her than him actually really loving her.
Mm-hmm.
So when things transpired the way that they did, although she was dead wrong, I mean, I just kind of feel like, well, what did you expect something different? So you wrote it. Was this inspired by any true events?
Not really. Not any true events that I've experienced, but just it's like bits and pieces of a whole lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there was a story a friend of mine told me of a guy who came from the hood. He became successful, and there was a girl that lived in the hood that he had always had a crush on, and he kind of came back for her, so to speak, and built her house from the ground up, loved on her, gave her the world. He went out of town for business. He came back home early from a trip, and she was banging another guy from the hood. So that was one of the kind of motivations for it, just because the deeper part of it is just on Ethan's side, it was not so much that he was doing it for his ego, but he was trying to get her to love him and get her to accept him. And so money was his tool to do that. And he was intrigued because he's from the suburbs. He's not from the hood. So this little spicy meatball of a woman was intriguing to him because it was so different from what he was used to dating, which were more educated women or more refined or polished women or whatever. And so that was his intrigue into Ari. Ari's thing, though, was that she knew that Ethan was what was best for her, but her appetite was still for, she liked the edge, she liked the street guy, she liked the thug, she liked the bad boy. And so that was another motivation because that's such a thing, I mean, I know women that, even educated women, that have prestigious jobs that their baby daddy is a street nigga. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that intrigue and that attraction to that, and that idea, which I think is a false idea, that you can only feel safe and protected. And we kind of touched on that too in Diamond Girls, is that the idea of black masculinity and black manhood has to be tied to being a thug or being a gangster or being a street guy.
Yeah.
When, I come from an era where there were strong men who weren't from the streets. They were street smart.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't stupid. They weren't pushovers. They weren't naive about life, but they weren't hood dudes.
Yeah.
But they were still strong men who could provide, who could protect, who could, cover, a woman. And I feel like the media has promoted gangsterism so much that now we think that that's the only thing a strong man is a street dude. So that was Ari's problem. She didn't understand that, the guy don't have to be, and she needed to deal with herself first before she
hopped into that situation.
But yeah, poor Ari. She tried, She was
But did
she's like, chaos is in jail. I'm moving on my life. This is too much drama. I'm moving on. I need something better. But then when she got something quote unquote better. And I think she would have been maybe okay but no, she wouldn't have, because she said early on, I'm still in love with him. And so that was another thing, right? The other thing was that thing where, like, sometimes when y'all love somebody and he's in here, he's all intertwined in there. It's like, it really ain't no moving on until you untie them soul ties.
Better figure a way. And that's fair, because many of us, men and women, have paid our dues in this love world. You know what I mean? And then felt the way and probably played ourselves like Ari or like Ethan, but he ain't had to go there. Ethan ain't had to go there. Yeah, he took it too far.
Yeah, he went off the deep
end. You know what I mean? I get it. He was in therapy and all that type of stuff, but still, he took it too far.
Yeah.
The residual. He could have left it with her. Yeah.
Yeah, he crashed out.
And I can't wait to see what he doing Good Man 2.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah, Good Man 2 is going to be good.
Is it okay? So when it starts off as a Tubi original, does it stay a Tubi original?
Yes.
Okay, so this will be a Tubi original.
Well, part 2, we're trying to see if we're going to go that route.
Okay.
So we're waiting to hear what their offer is going to be. So the way that works is they make you an offer to license the film for X number of years. So we're waiting to hear what the offer is going to be. So if the offer is not sufficient, then it'll just go straight to Tubi and it won't be an original.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that leads into my next question.
Mm-hmm.
What are the big differences between having a Tubi original film versus a film that just gets streamed on Tubi?
So when you just go straight to Tubi, your money comes from, you get a percentage of the ad revenue that when you see the commercials play during the movie, that's our money. You know, so Tubi makes so much money per commercial, per view. So however many people are watching the movie all over the country and wherever else they show it, when those commercials play, that's the cash register cha-chinging. So they take a percentage and then they give us a percentage.
Got it.
So with that, it's a risk, because if your movie doesn't have high viewership, then you only make a little bit of money.
Mm-hmm.
If your movie has a crap ton of viewership, you're going to make a crap ton of money.
Mm-hmm.
But you rolling the dice every time. Unless you have a budget to do a significant amount of marketing, then you increase your chances. With a Tubi original, they offer you an upfront fee to license it, and then that's all the money you get, no matter how much money they make.
Oh,
So
okay. So
yeah.
they're gonna say like, we gonna give you $50. And see, I'm just throwing a number right there because I know it ain't that low. Because I don't want to go too high, and then anybody, she's trying to put my business out there, so we're gonna start low at something that we know is not the case.
Smart.
$50. That's we giving you $50 because you could only make 2, and you could say, oh, okay then, and then they slap that Tubi original on there. Okay, because you know what I always thought? I always thought that they actually like fund the movie.
No.
As well.
No.
See there, I'm so glad to have you here with me to tell me this.
Yeah, no.
Schooling the people.
You have to produce the movie start to finish and then turn it into them for it to be a Tubi original.
Okay.
Now there are some higher level film producers like Hollywood people that I've heard that they've done like funding deals with where they finance the production of the movies, but not on the independent side.
Gotcha.
Yeah. That I know of.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes a whole lot of sense now to me. See, y'all, this is why we have to put emphasis on not just the people that are in front of the camera, but the people that are behind it. You know, because if it weren't for this man right here, we wouldn't even have the movie. We wouldn't even have an Ethan and R.
Without the behind the scenes people, there are no in front of the camera people.
Exactly. Okay, so I always try to show love to everybody that plays a role in the industry over this way.
Thank you.
Yeah. So you schooled us on today. Thank you for that.
Yes.
Oh.
I'm here for it. I'm here for education and knowledge.
You know what?
Both
and I
receiving and imparting.
I can see that, right? Because you definitely like that behind the scenes stuff and making the wheels turn. Because you also have another project that you're working on called Mainstream. Oh, see, that was the one. That was the one that I was like, I can't wait to ask him about this. I definitely want to ask you about other stuff, the movies, and say my piece about Ethan and everything. But Mainstream really was exciting to hear about.
Okay.
So
that's what's up.
Tell us about it.
So Mainstream is a streaming platform that we're doing a soft launch of it next year in 2024. So it'll be TV, film, music, podcasts, and live events all on one platform. And it'll be a free ad-supported platform. So it'll basically be Tubi, but just with more different kinds of content.
I love this.
Yeah.
I love this for us.
Yeah.
Yay.
So it's been it's actually something I created in 2018, and it took me a couple of years to kind of figure out my way, and then we did like a project. We did a live stream concert on Dorinda Clark Cole during the pandemic. That was kind of like our little test to see if this is stupid or not. And we did well with it, but I wasn't quite ready to launch. So we pulled it down and kind of retooled everything. And so now we get ready to go full steam ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it going to be all like original films and shows, or will it be similar to like how Tubi has, things brought onto the platform that you can see there?
Yeah, starting out, it'll be all original stuff. It'll be things that we license from independent creators, as well as things that we produce in-house. So it'll be both. Yeah, thank you.
I like that.
Thank you, Kay. That's Kay Lynn over there.
Oh, you know what?
What?
I can be a scatterbrain at times.
It's okay.
Questions pop into my head, and then I just feel like I have to say it before I forget.
Go.
So, your movies, right? I can tell that there is a musical background there because the music is so good. And I want to ask you about the intro song to Diamond Girls. Actually, the intro song to Diamond Girls and A Good Man was actually really good. But specifically, Diamond Girls. I really like that song. I like that a lot. Do you have a soundtrack for the
I
movies?
need to. Every movie I say I'm gonna do a soundtrack, and then
At least a playlist for the people.
and then I just move on to the next film. So yeah, I'm sorry.
Can I get that?
I'll work on that. We gotta, because we leaving money on the table. We're gonna work on that going forward.
Yeah, please and thank you. Because I was just listening to another film's soundtrack the other day.
Mm-hmm.
And Brianna, she when she talked during her interview, she has a soundtrack that's dropping for her film.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just thinking to myself, like, I have definitely been watching these films, bobbing my head, wondering who the people were. But when you're watching on the platforms, at the end, you don't get a chance to always see who all of the players are. The screen go up and then they move to the next movie. You don't know who's who.
Yeah.
So, can I get that?
Yeah, let me work on that for you.
Okay.
I'll work on
for sure, Diamond Girls.
Yeah.
Or if you, just all of that.
Okay.
Like a Joe Smith Films playlist.
Okay.
You promise?
I'm here for it. Don't try to make me promise. Because then if I promise, I got to do it. I guess that's the point, huh?
That's the point. That's the point.
Okay.
You promise?
Yes, I'll get that done for you.
Yay. Okay. I'm so happy now.
We can talk about Dance with the Devil.
Because it ain't out yet. It's upcoming, ain't it?
It's coming.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute then. Because we got time. So, Joe, you go ahead and you tell the people about your upcoming film, Dance with the Devil.
So, before Good Man 2 comes out, I have another film that we shot this year called Dance with the Devil. And it's kind of a thriller. It's a story about this older guy who moves into a neighborhood and is living his life out quietly and peacefully. And these 3 thugs decide to break in his house to try to rob him, and they don't know he's a retired hitman. And so in the streets, his name was the Devil. His street name was the Devil. So they end up dancing with the devil.
Oh, yeah. I like it. So I bet he gonna have like a salt and pepper beard or something. So who in the film?
So we had a lot of newbies, like J Loud is in there. She's a graduate of Kamal's acting class. Martina Mosley, she's been in quite a few films. Guy named Bryson Steen, he's a newcomer.
Okay.
Roosevelt Hampton plays a lead role. Tiffany Trill is in there. Yeah, so
oh yeah,
I'm excited about it. I literally just got the edit back a couple of days ago, so it'll be done in about a month and a half. It'll be done.
Okay, so are you planning to go straight to Tubi, or are we doing a movie premiere?
We are going to do a premiere.
Oh,
and you're going to be there.
Oh, I love to hear it. So tell me when I got to have my outfit ready.
That's a good question. That's like maybe February.
February?
I think so.
Okay. Now, if you could push that up a little bit.
Okay.
The end of January, round about. Then I could come dance to the devil on my birthday.
Oh.
Yeah. That'd be a birthday. Okay, I ain't gonna put that much pressure on you. I already told you that you got to give me this playlist.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna do that to you. So if you say February, I'm gonna be on the lookout for it in February.
Okay.
Fair enough. And we having us the premiere.
Yes,
I love it. Premieres are life now.
Are you gonna bring your backdrop and stuff?
Yes. Nice. And then you gonna come over. We gonna kiki and all of the things.
Are you gonna feed me there too?
You know what?
Not so much.
I don't know about that, because that's gonna be a little harder.
Okay.
It's gonna be a little harder. See,
okay.
Y'all,
fair enough.
My guests spoiled, that y'all can see.
Clearly. You have created a monster.
I've created a monster, but it's the least I can do for you guys. taking the time to come on over here and see about me and share your expertise and your book suggestions and your history with me as well as the rest of the world. So I definitely appreciate that a whole lot.
Absolutely.
You can drop some gems on us tonight and everything.
Thank you. That's good.
Yeah.
I want this to be an educational experience.
It was. I feel smarter. You better dance. Come on in, Joe.
I'm doing good.
You're doing.
Yeah, you're doing.
I love it.
Nice.
I love it. So we have talked about, I think, just about everything, right? So we've got our movies that are currently out. We have our movies that are coming up, which is Dance with the Devil, as well as
A Good Man,
A Good Man 2. Now, Good Man 2, you said it's going to be after Dance with the Devil. When are you thinking about that one?
April.
Yeah. Okay. And strategically planning those drops. I love it.
Yes.
Just a little time, let it marinate.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Then we're looking to shoot 5 next year.
5 films next year. So that's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. And since, we now know how all of the Tubi stuff works, Tubi originals versus straight to Tubi, y'all go and y'all watch these films.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
And then after you watch the film, watch it again, even just let it play. Let them commercials play. Okay. Let them get their coin. All right. Suggest the movie. Suggest the movies to your friends and your families. Convert some people. I have converted so many people to Tubi.
Really?
I have.
You're a Tubi evangelist.
I am.
Nice.
Funny that you would say that because they all go to church with me. They be coming up to me after service. So what you watching this week? Book club be like tagging me like, so what we watching?
Yeah. That's what's up.
Listen, so y'all watch these films because they are actually very good. Don't y'all let all of these folks that are out here saying all of the things and posting all of that other stuff deter you from supporting our independent filmmakers who are doing a phenomenal job. Acting,
absolutely.
Writing, producing, like it's good work and it should be supported, you guys. So make sure that you are heading to those streaming networks and you are supporting us. You know that we are a reading platform over here. And so I'm curious, are you reading any books right now?
I have not been reading anything lately, but I do like to read.
What do you like to read?
I like to read a lot of business books, business-related books.
That makes sense. I mean, you're out here launching apps for crying out loud. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, I'm tell you what, I don't know a whole lot about business books.
Okay.
Right? I don't know a whole lot about business books. And over here, we always are encouraging our guests to read, and we are always gifting some literature.
Okay.
To the guests, but I can't lie to you. I have no idea what I can get you.
Why?
I really didn't. I was like, business, but the man already is, he's not beginner business. He's like, high level business. So he need a whole type of different book. I don't know how to figure out what was what, right?
Okay.
So what we're gonna do is, once we get offline, we're gonna have a discussion about what you like. You're gonna pick out what you want, and we got you. 10 Tone Tales got you.
I have a suggestion for a business book, though.
Okay, what?
It's one of my favorites.
What is this? Because you read it already, so I can't get it for you. But the other people that's watching, they may need this. Okay.
So it's a book called The Jewish Phenomenon. It's an amazing book.
Okay.
So it basically breaks down. It's coming from a Jewish businessman, and he's telling all of the principles that Jews use and how they've moved down through the years and down through the centuries, and how they think and how they're wired that leads to the success that they have as a people. So it really, really, really gives an insight in it. But you have to read it with an open mind, though. You have to really, like, you can't be like a skeptic or pessimist when you read it. You have to really read it with an open mind. And when you read it with an open mind, it's like, this makes so much sense. You know, because so much of it kind of goes against, especially as African Americans, how we kind of think and move. And so it's like, yeah, nah, you can't. You gotta look at the world
mind.
different. Yeah, you gotta shift your mindset. So,
and it's called
the
again
Jewish phenomenon.
Jewish phenomenon. Okay, we'll see there. This is what I love. This is what I love. Everybody, I'm gonna make sure that you all see the Jewish phenomenon on your screens. And then that way, if you are someone who is interested in starting a business, you're in business and you want to develop your business, then you have a suggestion from Joe Smith, who is a hugely successful businessman. He is a writer. He is a producer. He is a director. Before we go, you got to make sure that people know where they can follow you on social media.
Follow me on Instagram at Millionaire Joe, all one word. And on Facebook, Millionaire Joe Smith, I think is what the handle.
Is that
Joe Millionaire Joe Smith?
Oh, yep. Okay, that's it.
I think so.
Okay, cool.
You can find me.
Yeah,
I'm on there.
You'll find me. Just look for the beard.
Look for the beard. It is my profile pic.
Yeah.
And this grows this way, by the way. I didn't color this like this.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You thought I colored this like this?
I mean, I wouldn't put it past folks.
No.
Okay, well, that's cute. I like it.
Thank you.
Well, you guys, since you're going to be following him, make sure you are following me as well.
Yeah.
I am Tim Telling Tales on all social media platforms. So you guys follow me. Again, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so that you know whenever I am uploading some new content for you all. So before we go, Joe, I always do a little something, right?
Okay.
I say, I'm Tam, I'm telling tales, read a book. And so since you are here with me, you're my guest, I need you to help me with it.
Okay.
You cool with that?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to do the first part. I'm Tam, I'm telling tales. You come right in and say, read the book. And you can say however you want to say it.
Okay.
Okay? We're going to talk to this camera right here.
Okay.
All right, cool.
Throw your T's up.
Wait, I got to throw my T up. Yeah. I'm Tam. I'm telling tales.
Read a book.